streams, as you were saying. One heavenly one, one Jahannam one. We're asking to connect to the heavenly stream, to get up. May Allah help us and make it easy for the sake of Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, for the sake of our Shaykh and Awliya. رجال الله أعيننا بعون الله وكونوا أولى لنا بالله فسال الله بفضل الله رجال الله أعيننا بعون الله وكونوا أولى لنا بالله فسال الله بفضل الله رجال الله آمين. أعوذ بالله من الشيطان الرجيم. بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم. تعريفات من الصحبة وخير في جميع الملل يا سيدي. Dar Shahrat Afad asked, oh, everyone is running after Shahrat. Everyone is running after fame. To be famous, to be well known. To be well known is to be in problems. To be in problems. Awliya they are hidden mostly. The Shaykh was saying, they hide themselves not to be seen. Because people can't understand what they're saying and they can't carry it. But people, I mean myself also, I'm not claiming I'm such a tolerant one also. Anything that comes out of our, they say, comfort zone, anything we hear that's out from our habitual ways of thinking, we react. We show our teeth and our claws. Every prophet, peace be upon all of them, 124,000 of them, they were the highest people, real Khalifatullah, real deputies for Allah. They were speaking haqq, speaking truth, and they did their best for everyone, and mostly people, they did their worst for them. I don't think any prophet had people accept him in his time, only one. There's one, was it Yunus? I forgot which one. They didn't accept. Mostly they fought them. And after prophets, you have Awliya, they're inheriting from Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, and they encountered the same problems with people. Now they had ulama, the scholar class, that Prophet said, my nation is going to follow the nations that went before. They said, you mean Christians and Jews? He said, yes. And even before that, the beginners, the founders of religions, they brought teachings from heavens to people. But people, they didn't like to surrender to heavenly teachings, and they said we have to do our own teachings. We can't accept another teachings except our own. Ego is never happy unless it's making something up. They rejected those prophets, and after them they rejected Awliya and put something else instead from their own thinking, own ideas. And said, this is the religion. This is the true path. It was something they did with their own hands. As in past times, they used to make idols, statues, with their own hands and worship to those statues. Prophet said, Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam, that kind of idol worship is gone now from earth. With his coming, it's not coming back like before. But he said, I'm afraid for my nation, the secret idol worship, the secret shirk, the dangerous wild beast between the two sides of the human chest. The secret shirk, and the idol worship, to worship what we made with our own hands, what we did, what we made. You say, this is our God. This is our way. And if a person who they had a real light, heavenly light from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and from Prophet sallallahu alaihi wasallam, if they spoke what was in their hearts according to what they were experiencing, the ulama class, they rejected. They killed so many also. Big Awliya, they say we can't accept what you're saying. It goes against our ideas. Goes against our ideas. Therefore, it's very difficult. We ask from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala to be connected with His awliya, real ones, sincere ones, and then to be steadfast, istiqam, firm, to be firm on the way. When Shaykh Nazim, Allah bless him, he used to say, if a person will say, Amantu billah, Rabbul Allah, I believe in Allah, my Lord is Allah, and try to step one foot on the right way, Shaitan comes, Shayateens come to frighten that person to make him take back or her to take back her steps. If that person is patient and brave enough to go another step, double that number comes. 70. You take another step, pretty soon you're carrying a whole army of shaitans clinging to your legs, trying to take your step back, to frighten you and make you to give up, to stop. It's difficult. Awliya, real awliya, they were given the power to be firm, steadfast, patient, and more than patient, to persevere. It's one thing, one kind of patience is just to take it, not to blow up or to accept. Another kind is to persevere even through difficulties. Prophet ﷺ, he was ordered for a expedition in summertime in the heat for Tabuk. And he was calling for men to join him. And people didn't want to go. It's hot, it's long. And the Quran said, if the way had been easy, yeah, but if the way is difficult, it's very difficult. You don't find people running to. It's not certain what the end is going to be. And the conditions is difficult. For the believer, that's their situation, he or she. We have our beliefs, but we can't see it. It's not a short journey. We can't see the end of the journey, and it's not clear how it should come out, how it should turn out. And Shaitan has an easy time to throw this in the believer's face. Tuba, good tidings for the one who's able to be patient, especially in these times. Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam, he was describing some people from his nation, and he was describing their characteristics and how loved by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and how lovely in his sight they were. And the Sahaba were asking, Ya Rasulullah, is that us? Can we be with those people? And he said, no, you saw me. It's easier for you to believe because you saw me. Your rank is given, your Sahaba, companions, you're my companions. But the difficult ones, in later times, they believe without seeing me. Just to see a prophet was a big boost. Just to see them. The enemies of Prophet ﷺ, they met, they made a conspiracy. How can we make him to be quiet? How can we get rid of him? And somebody said, I know, we can take him and tie him to the back of a horse or a camel and send him out into the desert. We'll be done with him. And somebody else said, no, it won't work. Still people will see him, even tied to the camel or the horse, and they'll run into faith. It's not going to work. We have to be with those awliya, descendants and inheritors for prophets. Either descendants through his family line, his bloodline, or descendants through his heart line. Two kinds. We have to meet them. It's said that if a person shows some effort on the spiritual path, on the path of Haqq, on the right way, trying to move on the way, Allah will send help. Quran says, استعيذ بالله إن الذين قالوا ربنا الله ثم استقاموا تتنزل عليهم الملائكة. If a person says, my Lord is Allah, and then stays firm, even with shaitan trying to make him or her take back their steps, stays firm even in front of difficulties, Allah will send His angels to say, نحن أولياؤكم في الحياة الدنيا وفي الآخرة. So Allah Shaykh used to say a heavenly pat on the back, sometimes crying comes, happy crying a little bit. Or He may send His awliya that they're hidden. They're not showing themselves because people can't understand them, but they're on duty for the ummah. Shaykh Muhyiddin, Allah bless him, said awliya is everywhere. Some is in the mountains, some is under the rivers and seas, some in the sky. Not ordinary people. There's special ones given power, hidayat, guidance from Allah. They come. They're sent when you need them. When you reach the point you don't know what you're going to do, how you're going to proceed, Allah will send someone. Allah will send. But difficult to believe and to accept. He told the story of Sayyidina Ahmad al-Rafai, famous wali. I think his maqam in Egypt. He was from the ulama class, scholars. He learned by studying books, but he, like Imam Ghazali, he was afraid that shaitan would come with something that he never thought of before, and he would lose his footing. I learned everything with my mind, but when you learn something, always you find something new. And say, oh, I didn't know about that before. He says, shaitan might come up with, my knowledge isn't complete, shaitan might come with something I never thought of before to make me fall down, lose my faith. So he determined to try to meet the heavenly, divinely presence of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, to reach those lights by another means than studying. And he devoted himself to zikr and meditation and everything. And he was going up spiritually until he reached a station in his meditations. He heard a voice, "Oh, my servant." He was meditating and doing. One day he was in the marketplace. This is before that. Go back a little bit. Sorry. If you get to old age, you become like you were as a child. You forget everything. He was in the marketplace and a stranger came up to him. And he called him by name. "Oh, Ahmed." Who is this guy? How he knows me? He said, I have what you're looking for. I have your keys. I see you're trying to reach to a heavenly opening. I have it. I'm authorized to give to you your key. And he said, no. He still had that mentality. La sharika lahu. I only take my key from the key maker. From Allah only. He said, very well. Bismillah. Holy Quran says, يا معشر الجن والإنس إن استطعتم أن تنفذوا من أقطار السماوات والأرض فانفذوا. Oh, men and jinns, humans and jinns, if you think you can penetrate through the spheres of the heaven and earth, do it. Fanfudu. Let's see you go. La tanfuduna illa bi sultan. Without a vehicle, without a way, you never go. He was going and doing Ahmed Badawi. Badawi or Ahmed Rafai? Both of them. One was meditating by day, one was meditating by night. They became a team now. Meditating, until they reached a high station and heard a voice. Oh, Ahmed. He said, which one, Badawi or Rafai? Both of you. What you're looking for, the key you're looking for, I gave it in the hands of that person, that stranger in the marketplace. Hey, go take from him. Go take from him. Nothing to do now. They were trying to take from the key maker. The key maker said, no, I gave it to so-and-so. They came back from their meditations and they went out looking. Really, they became a team now. I never heard the story this way before. They fanned out through the marketplace in order to go. Vamsi says, go this way, Turgon goes this way. They split up. Looking to try and find that person to get their key. They became exhausted. They came back one day, they're sitting, what we're going to do, why? And that person appeared again. And he said, oh, you're looking for me? Yes. You want your keys? He said, yes. Well, now it's not so easy. Before, you didn't trust me. I was offering it free that time. Now you know the value of it. The key maker said, come here and get it. Now it's expensive. When you were innocent, I was giving it. Now you're not innocent anymore. Now you know the value. So the price just went up. What's the price? We'll pay anything. He said, all your knowledge. Everything you gained, they were Shaykh Abdul Islam. They were. We'll make it just Ahmed Badawi now. Ahmed Rafai. A break. Allah bless him. The price, all your knowledge. He was Shaykh al-Islam, like Imam Ghazali. He was Shaykh al-Islam, he was the top one. All his friends were the top ulama. He met them in high circles of learning. Everything you learn, I'm taking that from you in exchange for your key. He said, I don't care, I'll give anything. Really? 3 times? Yes. Okay. And he looked at Ahmed Badawi with the power that he was given. Badawi, all his knowledge drained out. He became an idiot. He became a fool. Everything. He couldn't remember even to say Salaam Alaikum, Bismillah, Fatiha, anything. And he was Shaykh al-Islam. And then that person didn't give him the key also. He took the knowledge, he took the payment, down payment, and he disappeared. He couldn't find him anywhere, and now he's also an idiot. He's not Shaykh al-Islam anymore. His other friends say, what happened to you, Ahmed? You're an idiot now. And he can't even answer them. And he left him like that. As Shaykh Hashem tells it, he left him like that for some time, long time. Long time, until finally he showed himself again. He said, we were testing you to see if you're firm, because his ego was saying, why I did that? why I gave up my position to run after that person, and now I became a complete idiot. What happened? Why I did that? Why I left what I... But he was firm. He passed his test. And that hidden one, that stranger, appeared one day to Ahmed Badawi and fixed his gaze on him, and he began to put I transferred a new Prophet said, everything I took on wisdom and knowledge I poured into the heart of Abu Bakr, and he began like that to pour it, to transfer it. As I'm putting back everything I took from you, only now it's pure. Before you learned it with your ego, it was mixed. Part clean, part dirty. You can't trust on it. Shaitan can come anytime and take it. Now I'm putting it back pure. But with this looking, I gave you such a power. From now on, you can't look into anyone's face. If you look, and Ahmed Badawi had to wear a veil after that. Like they're wearing masks now, he had to wear over his face a veil, not to eye with anyone. They burned them. This is our test, all of us. Believing in Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala and Prophet and angels and holy books, everything. Believing without seeing and staying firm on our way. This is difficult now. And Shaitan is saying, why you're taking such problem? Here, I have it easy. Come this way, come that way, come this way, I offer you this power, I offer you that. And he knows the tricks of our ego. Even they knew about this in the days of ancient Greece. Odysseus. He was on a journey. It was a metaphorical journey. He's trying to reach Haqq, truth. And he was sailing. He was a seafaring person. And he had his men with him on his ship. They passed an island, and there was demons on that island. Jinns or something. Demons. They became sirens. They took the shape of beautiful girls calling, come, come. The sailors are out at sea months and months and months. And they're calling, come. But the sea was shallow, and the rocks are by that island. When if the ship goes to that island, hits the rock and sink. And Odysseus said to his men, be patient, and he made them all to put wax in their ears not to hear those sirens. Those demons were making a beautiful sound. Come, come. It's not a siren song. Not to hear. We have to make ourselves deaf a little bit to Shaitan's call. Allah said, call on me, but listen to me also when I respond to you. Shaitan is also broadcasting. And our ego is weak, and we're listening to Shaitan. He's calling us to the wrong, to our own destruction, promising us a paradise of happiness, and instead coming to a shipwreck of misery. And the whole world is falling into that trap now. More and more, until the big boss comes. Antichrist comes, Dajjal comes. May Allah save us. أعوذ بك من فتنة المسيح الدجال. He's building. Didn't reach that point yet, but coming. We're asking to close our ears to the call of Dajjal and Dajjalin. Before Dajjal comes, some small ones calling to destruction, promising people paradise on earth, power and wealth and paradise here in Dunya, and And dunya is not paradise. It's not the place of eternal happiness. It's a testing ground. The Prophet said, be patient. Be patient. This dunya is not your home. O believers. This dunya is a paradise for unbelievers, but a prison for believers. Don't run after shaitan. Inna shaitan lakum aduwwun fattakhidhu aduwwa. Shaitan is your enemy. Take it as your enemy. Don't follow so many disguises or so many different ways, showing like this, showing like that, showing like this, until you become bewildered and for this or that, and may Allah save us. It's a short talk, but we hope to take benefit from it, and people can take benefit from it. May Allah keep us with His Awliya, with Mawlana Shaykh and Awliya, and with Prophet Sallallahu Alaihi Wasallam. He said, if two or more people, two or more Marids comes together, the Shaykh is present. And the Prophet said, if two of my Ummah come together for my sake, he is present. And Allah said, two of my servants come together for my sake, I'm present with him. My hand is over that group. So we hope to be in a heavenly circle, not a circle of hellfire. May Allah save us, even for a few minutes, to be in safety. May Allah bless everyone on this holy day of Ashura. We're traveling after this, inshallah, for a little while. We'll continue on Zoom whenever we can. Thursdays and Saturdays, as much as we can do. We'll see how it's going to work out. Each time it's different. We'll see. ومن الله التوفيق بحرمة الحبيب بحرمة الفاتحة. أشهد أن لا إله إلا